All right. So last episode 3 of the Last Slide podcast.
This is actually episode 70. We should tell people that we have.
Yeah, this is back to so in episode 2 we did something when we opened up, and we the first person's name we invoked at the beginning of the slide, they died because we're talking about Tina Turner.
Oh yeah,
and then she died shortly after the podcast.
I was like, I mentioned Alex's name in the beginning of last.
Keep people's names out your mouth.
Yeah.
But really, so we'll steer clear of sending any bad vibes over anyone that might want to stay alive, because we might have that effect. But Last Slide podcast, episode 3, brought to you by, Troubadour Technologies, Jim's new company.
Yeah.
Waiting for his big website release.
I love that.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Not sponsored by Ativo Fitness?
No.
Okay.
We're sponsored by Athletic Greens. As well. They sent us an offer for nothing, but we're there. Wow. But we kind of have an idea what we're going to talk about. Do you have any jumping off points before we get into our main deal? Anything new in the world of fitness coming up?
Anything new in the world of fitness?
The F-45 going under?
F-45 just passed the most amount of U.S. locations.
But yet their numbers are not great. Their books aren't good. No.
News.
Buy low.
What?
Buy low on F-45.
Is that a trade you can buy into the stock of it?
I'm not sure. They might be. So I think their company that like their investment company has. You can buy stock in them. But
you can buy stock in that.
That's stuff I have no idea about. I have no authority on stock trading.
Robinhood.
I like to think so.
Somebody asked me if I had a
Dogecoin's coming back.
Okay, so I have a crypto account on crypto.com.
Okay.
I don't have access to the app anymore because I got a new phone.
So you might be a millionaire.
And I talked to Ryan about this because they want me to hold my license and my thumb. Who's taking the picture? How do I send them a picture? Ryan said, "How do you do that?" I said,
I'm sure you could figure it out.
Yeah, I'm young.
I think these finagle iPhones have timers.
Well, apparently, a couple years ago, I want to say 2 now, I bought a few $100s worth of Dogecoin, and it's there. So nice. I don't know what it's valued at now, but apparently I have just a Dogecoin, a bunch of Dogecoin.
That maybe you could buy Dallas Mavericks tickets with. I don't know.
Maybe I could buy Tesla. I could buy the Dallas Mavericks.
With enough Dogecoin, you could.
Why specifically the Mavericks?
Mark Cuban.
He owns Dogecoin?
He owns the Mavericks, and he was big on the Dogecoin. He started taking, might be able to pay with Dogecoin at their stadium.
Are they sponsored by crypto? Which one of the teams is sponsored by crypto?
Oh, I don't know. A bunch of stadiums, I think, have crypto in the name of them.
No. So, how, each team,
it has
Celtics
a logo?
are sponsored by
Vistaprint.
They did GE for a while. I don't know if they still are.
I don't know. Someone's got
Lakers are Wish, which I don't know how that works. Magic is Disney. Good for them.
Okay, capitalize.
That's great. That's so smart.
It really is. So it's a little advertisement. I like how people freak out when there's a little advertisement on the jersey. Like, they're going to become walking billboards. I'm like, have you watched NASCAR?
Yeah, right.
they're wrapped.
What car's in first place? Sonic.
The M&M's car.
Yeah, the M&M's car. Yeah, that guy. You can't see who they are.
Man, you really like Tide. That's a Mitch Hedberg joke, ladies and gentlemen.
That's great. I love Mitch Hedberg. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I love Mitch.
R.I.P. Mitch Hedberg, this is a wicked tangent, but it was, I learned of Mitch Hedberg, I think it was like a freshman in college, so 2006, and it was like, I learned about him, and I Googled him, and he had died like a week before. No joke. I'm like, this is my new favorite comedian, and I Googled him, and he literally died very recently before I heard of him. I was like, damn it.
I'm doing math in my head because you said 2006.
Yep.
You were born in 88?
So 2000. So it would have been fall of 2005. I was in college. I was born in 86. I'm turning 37 years young this year. Thank you very much. Now we're aging.
I love Mitch, though. That's so funny that you brought that up.
Mitch,
my favorite joke was
because he's so unique.
Escalators can never be out of order. They just become temporarily stairs.
Yes.
Thought that was great.
Sorry for the convenience.
Yeah, that's a good one. How do you aggressively leave a tent? Do you close the flap really quickly?
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's so many. Rice is great if you're hungry and you want 1 million of something.
Yep.
That's a good one. He's great.
A lot of drugs to get to those jokes. A lot of drugs.
He would always wear his sunglasses, but he was great.
Yep.
Some people recognize me from the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, a lot of people recognize me now from the grocery store, not from being like a comedian. He was great. I love some of his just dry humor, quick off the top.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. R.I.P.
great.
Mitch Hedberg.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'm the ripe age of 37.
Ripe age.
Turning 37. I'm 30.
There's
December,
certain-
December birthday. It's always a little wonky for December birthdays.
Sure.
But I mean, getting older, got a kid.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
You got a kid.
I do, and I'm 10
Kurt
years
has
younger.
a kid.
Kurt's got a kid.
Kurt.
Yeah.
Kurt, special shout out to Kurt doing our sound and setting us up with the fancy microphones.
Oh my god.
The fancy sound setup. We're all special. We got to get Kurt a third mic for the next one so he can give his input.
Yeah, we all got kids
Yeah,
now.
we all got kids.
I like
and with kids.
Your kids is your son's a beast though.
It makes
Man
you-
is like sprinting full speed.
He has a gym membership.
That's crazy.
He has a gym membership. He's got his first gym membership. I took a picture before I took him last time with my shake. He likes playing with the protein shakers.
Yeah.
Because the ball inside makes
Oh,
noise.
yeah, yeah,
Shocking.
yeah.
He's 11 months old. Took a picture of him in my pre-workout.
Nice.
Banging on the tub.
That's
Went
nice.
to the gym, got some pull-ups in.
Wow.
You know.
Who does the pull-ups?
He hangs from
You
the
hold
bar.
them? Yeah. Wow.
It's cool. Shout out Little Gym in Danvers, Mass.
Yeah,
There you go.
they're great.
Yeah, but I mean,
My son has
how
legs
old,
of steel.
how old is your son now?
8 months as of
He's
yesterday.
8 months. I couldn't remember if he was 2 months or 3 months.
I don't know.
younger.
His legs are like probably 30-year-olds because when he kicks you, it like breaks a rib. He kicked me this morning. It hit me so hard that I had nightmares the rest
Oh
of the
my
night.
God. So it's right up into the gut.
Yeah.
So like got his foot like up there.
Oh no! So like you'll be late and he'll kick, and then he'll move himself so that he can touch you, so then he can kick you. Like, why are you aiming? Like,
Could you
we'll
not
be
do
across
that?
the room and he'll
That'd
like
be tremendous.
scoot over. So now he's starting to, he's gonna end up probably walking or talking. I don't know which one first, but he's like not crawling, but he'll stand up and support his own weight. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you are skipping steps.
You're there. That happens. A lot of people go right to like they'll skip crawling. It's like I want to walk. F crawling. It seems
I
like
just
a waste
learned
of time.
like last week. It's crazy.
They could do that.
How to talk. No, but like, talking and I don't know, because your son is crawling. Well, he's walking now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, we're like only a couple months behind. I'm like,
Everyone's
keep
different.
it up, buddy. Like, you're making me look bad. No, I was kidding.
Everyone's different. That's one of those things. Everyone's different. Like having kids. Like I know a lot of women trying to like lose weight after having kids. Like get their body back and everything. Like everyone's so different.
Yeah.
Like every pregnancy, labor, after delivery, postpartum, everything's so different that it's like don't ever compare yourself to the person that like was skinny right away after they like gave birth.
Or lost weight during
or lost weight. Yeah, exactly. Like
Crazy.
just don't even look at it because like some people might return to form immediately. Some people take years. Like you just can't like there's no one fix for everybody to like do that. Not one thing works. Like everyone responds differently, and so it's like postpartum fitness and everything. There's like so many like specialists out there that hone in on just doing that.
Yeah.
That's like because it's so in depth and complicated and unique.
Sure.
That it's like
For individuals.
for
yeah.
individuals,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, one suggestion doesn't apply to
Sure.
nearly everybody or like a small percentage.
It's anything in the health field too.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different. Everyone's completely different. One running is great for someone else. It completely cripples the next person.
Yeah.
Because they're like impact things like that. I need to row. I need to ski.
Yeah. I guess it's like when you go to the doctor and say you have, I don't know, a rash, right? The doctor will look at it and could say, oh, that's what it, could be this, could be this, could be that. You're trusting this doctor who has, 20 years of education, and they're like, oh, it could be this, and then we'll give you this, we'll see you in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't go
Nothing.
away,
I'm
and
back.
then you're like, oh, okay, so that means it's this,
Yeah.
and
It's all trial and error.
Yeah, I mean the same thing applies. I mean, while it's you had a rash due to anxiety, because that's a whole different thing. That not newer talks, but mental health wasn't on the biggest thing in the world, but like talked about for the longest time. But same thing applies when you go to the gym too.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it's like, here, you know what? Running may work for you. Running may not.
Yeah.
Genealogy is a whole nother subject.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't eat broccoli. It's not good for you based on your genetics.
You should see the amount of broccoli I cooked yesterday. Oh, just two sheet pans in the oven. I'm ready to go this week. feeling
see
good about it.
all of the quesadillas and tequila shots that I caught this weekend. And my max lift again, I benched 415. I loved it. It was
look
great.
at you.
Yeah.
Look at you. Are you finding time to get your lifts in now that you have a kid?
It's definitely yes and no. I mean, we have the benefit of working in a gym. Mm-hmm. So, oh my God, I just finished.
It's available.
Work. I can work out.
Yeah.
First of all, I understand that if I didn't work in a gym, I feel like it would be very, very difficult for me to get to a gym. And I love working out.
Correct.
Love it. With a kid, though, what do you got?
Giant fly flew in, like one of the horse flies.
Fly flew? Fly flew in? That's
Anyhow, go ahead.
I feel like it would be super difficult. Like, I was working out before I came here.
Yeah.
I was working out at a gym. Mm-hmm. Won't mention names, but I was working at a gym, and it would take me about 25 to 30 minutes to get there.
Oof.
I'd work out with traffic, and then it would take me another 20 to 30 minutes to get home. Now, and then another gym opened up around the same time that the kid was born, and I went there, and I lived 2 minutes away from there.
Yeah.
So I added that extra 20 or 30 minutes into my routine because I already budgeted that amount of time.
Perfect.
Worked out great, but also at the same time, if I wanted to cut it short and just do my normal routine, I got to spend more time
and
at home.
That comes down to planning. Like, especially if you're someone...
Planning to have a kid, or?
Yeah, well, no. Yes. But then it's planning your workouts once you maybe have a kid and life is extra busy and your time is now at a super premium when you're like, your most important thing is not yourself anymore, or even your spouse. Your most important thing is your spouse and your kid.
Dragonfly.
Yeah, the dragonfly's, he's caught up in the ceiling.
It's fine.
He'll find his way out.
I feel like my time becomes more valuable I felt like my time became more valuable once I had a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would DJ, I'd be like, or I'd go to I'd spend all day at work or something.
Efficiency is key.
And now I'm like, nope, you want me to be there? I'm this much money per time, because that's what I feel like is valued for. I mean, there's no value or price to put on spending time with your family, but you wanted me to go away from my family? All right, this is how much I cost now.
Yeah.
Prior, when I was single and living life and, I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
It's, sure, I'll do that for free, and it's like, now I'm like, I don't want to be away from my son, so I'm going to cost about $7,000 for 5 minutes, so it's something ridiculous, but it's realistic. And I think people with kids definitely understand that more.
Yeah.
That, like, especially with newborns too, it's like, all right, if you want me to be there for like a wedding, of a DJ in a wedding, I'm going to be there for 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
So I lost a whole day with my kid.
Yeah.
It better be a pretty penny.
Sure.
Few grand. So that I can go spend that money on vacation
And
with
then
him.
you need to find out, like, within that time, too, like, hey, I got to get a workout in. Like, for myself,
Bringing
I
the
got to get a
equipment
workout in. What's that?
I bring the equipment.
Well, yeah, that's
Busting a
that's
move
its own
every
label.
now and then on the
But in
dance
general,
floor.
like the day to day, like you're like before having a kid, say let's hypothetically, like, hey, I worked out 5 days a week for an hour.
Oh, I was in the gym for
right.
hours.
Well, just in hypothetical,
Yeah,
not you or me. Just
now it's 30 to an hour.
Person A over here goes 1 hour for 5 days a week, and then has their first child, and they realize they don't have that luxury anymore.
No.
And so it's just like, because if you think you're going to get that much time, like maybe you have the life situation that still allows you to do that.
Yeah.
That's the exception, not the norm. That you all of a sudden have this abundance of time to still be focusing on you just to stay in good health. Like my workouts, I know it took a while to adjust. Like there is the fog there after he arrived for several months, but then it was like, okay, even if the workout's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm going to do something very fast and very efficient in that 30 minutes. Like I'm going to make sure I'm just going to pump the whole time, like conditioning, weights.
Sure.
Like I'm going to make sure I'm using every minute and not wasting any time. Like I have the luxury of having a garage gym, so I can like run down there and knock something out quick. Even though I do like work in the gym here, it's like at the same time, when I'm here, I'm already away from the house. So I know I got to get home like after class ends. Like I'm due home to like help out with, getting ready for bed and make dinner and stuff like that. But if I can get 20 to 30 minutes early in the morning or when he's napping, that's what you have to do, and do that more consistently. Like 20 to 30 minutes, like 5-6 times a week is going to be a bigger payoff than 1 hour 3 times a week. you know, because you just have that, like, hammer that consistency aspect of it. And it's like, if you can't find 20 to 30 minutes for yourself, you got to make the time for that. Like, we even had our baby monitor didn't reach the garage, so we got a different one just for, like, when we want to go do a workout in the garage while he's sleeping, you know. So that's an example of, like, hey, prioritizing this workout, what do I need to do to make sure I get it in while he's sleeping, because that's my opportunity.
So obviously we're somewhat in the same boat, not the Titanic, but
or the submersible. It's topical right there.
It's you know, when you get to work out when your kid is under a certain age, do you, because obviously we're not the same situation, because Kurt, your son's 1.5, 2?
15 months.
15 months. When did we stop doing the months thing? I'm 48 months.
It just takes a few years.
What do you think is easier to maybe get moving now that he's a little bit older? He's still only within 2 years, but versus when they were within the first year?
Ready to go now.
Yeah.
He wants to go outside all the time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like now you have less time to do other things though? Because now now he's more active,
Yeah,
or
now we're chasing him around.
Gotcha.
We have to, like, put him somewhere.
And less naps, one nap.
One nap,
And that's the
yeah.
other thing. Kids, like, you start at like 4 naps a day, 3 naps a day,
Okay, now
2
I'm
naps
scared.
a day. Like, we're on 2 naps, so it's like, okay, so each one of those nap times, like, you schedule in. You're planning
Sure.
what you're doing during those naps, whether it's clean the house, do the dishes, you know, get food ready for whatever, or it's a workout. Like, can you get 30 minutes in while he's sleeping? You know?
So I saw this thing online that was because you know everything online is
the
true.
internet's.
That the first 10 years of a kid's life, you're the only friends or family, and then after that, they have their own friends and they make their own family. Well, like people that they're close to. So the first 10 years, they're your best friend.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they love you.
Yeah.
And the next 10 years, they're like, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's true for everybody because obviously different people will go through different things, but you know, does that when your fitness career goes in a whole different direction? Like so prior to having a kid, right? Say you're working out, you're avid working out gym goer.
Yeah.
You're going 6 times a week. You love it. It's
I only have to
great.
care for myself. I
Yes,
have nothing
right.
else to do.
Now, you're training to look sexy, live longer, all these things. Did your mindset change once you had a kid of why you wanted to work out?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Totally. Because I don't know how I could be taking care of a kid if I'm not, like, at a certain level of fitness.
Sure.
Like the bending over, the standing up off the ground while holding a child.
You can hold a child
I
for
feel
5
like
minutes.
it's a party trick. You know, like having to, like, holding a child from the seated position and having to stand up.
Sure.
Not easy.
My shoulders hurt.
I'm like, I just, like, thank God I can do this, because I don't know how, like, if I wasn't able to do this, it'd be a huge pain in the ass to, like,
Sure.
put the kid down, stand up myself, and then, like, re-pick him up.
Sure.
You know, and yes, holding him, carrying him around, little
Dude,
shit is getting
my
heavy.
shoulders hurt.
Hey, keep that kid in tight. Keep it in tight. Keep those
I
shoulders
need to know
back,
the form of how to
squeeze his
keep a
legs.
kid, 'cause,
So
like,
look,
hold a child.
kettlebell, this is more for the video crowd.
Yeah.
The single arm racked kettlebell carries.
Sure.
Rack it on one arm. Do
Yeah.
those marches that
So
we
I
do.
hold my other hand out to the other
exactly.
side?
Do the
So I'm
marches
gonna
that
hold
we
my
do.
kid and walk like
walk
this?
straight. Keep it. That's like dad training 101.
Wow.
Keeping that kid right there, or
Yeah.
that kettlebell right there. That's where you hold him.
Sure.
Right. Yeah, 100%. The mind shift is now all about, like, I don't care how much I lift anymore.
Oh, wow.
Like, I mean, I still want to be strong, obviously, but at the same time, I know I'm already at a certain level of strength. It's just like maintaining it.
So I'll be the cool dad that picks my kid up from school because I'm beefcake and covered in tattoos, and you'll be like, look at that runner over there.
I'm not just because I'm running a race in August doesn't make me this runner.
I
all right?
said- I told-
I'm training to run 7 miles. That's my focus right
Shout
now.
out to our athletic program for the high school athletes, because I was talking to one of the kids, and
It's
he's
a
like,
completely misguided.
He's like, I
reference,
want to,
by the
I
way.
want to get big, and I was like, all right, I just want to show you the difference between Adam and I. I'm the heavier lifter, power lifter. You know, like I'm starting to do cardio. That's my thing now. because again, I have a kid. You are the cardio-ish person. High reps, high volume, move, conditioning. That's him. And I said that's why we look like the tomato from VeggieTales and the zucchini.
Yet Adam's got more muscle by pound than Josh does.
Is that a thing? Do you?
Yep. I have more skeletal muscle mass than you do.
Did you check it?
I saw your InBody sitting over there.
Did you?
Might have made a little
you
comparison.
have it.
Might have made a little comparison.
What am I, 80 pounds muscle?
I forget. I think I got you about 15 pounds, though.
15 pounds of muscle?
Yeah, I'm a little taller than you, though. I didn't realize you're only 5'8".
When I have shoes on.
What you put in on the InBody?
InBody's 5'7" on the InBody.
I thought it was 5'8". I might want to check our numbers over there.
You got like...
Because I'm 6. I'm 5'11" and 3/4 barefoot. So 6 with shoes. But I'm 6 on everything.
I'm honest with ourselves now.
But anyhow.
Yeah, so cool. All right, so you got inches on me.
Inches and pounds,
so
whatever.
It's fine. You know, inches and pounds and...
No, but yeah, in terms of goals of like what's important, it's like... Now it's like I want to be able to race my kid every year on his birthday and win as long as possible.
Oh my God.
We're at 20 minutes. Chris, give me the 20 minutes. I had to decipher what he was doing.
It wasn't 0-2.
I'm like, it's A-okay.
We're at 2 minutes, guys.
Everything's A-okay, guys.
Time is going so slowly.
Hey, it's good. Good.
Yeah, I feel like definitely, that's why I think I'm running now. It's because like, I'm like, why is it that when I hold my kid going up the stairs and I'm like, dude, like I said, I can bench a lot of weight. I can shoulder, like I can squat a lot. I don't do legs that much, but deadlift, I can deadlift a lot. I'm like, I can lift super heavy, short periods of time. I can't, like, why am I that when I'm like holding my kid and I'm walking up the stairs or walking down the street, I'm like, dude, I am dying.
Yeah. That's why I like the grind workouts here, because it's just 45 minutes straight.
Every grind for the past month I've done at home, at somewhere else or here, and literally it's my running's gotten better. Now I'm back to riding my bike 3 times a week, and
you gotta. I think. I mean, keeping your heart strong is probably the most important, and that's maybe where I'm thinking. I'm saying I don't care how much, like, packing on as much muscle as possible.
Sure.
Because I know I'm in a good place with how much muscle I have, but like I want to make my heart and my like resting heart rate so strong. I want that resting heart rate low. I want my heart strong. I want my blood pressure good.
Sure.
Because like approaching 40, like here we come, like getting there. I'll never forget my doctor during a primary care visit. It's like, it was right after the kid was born. He's like, so you're 10 pounds heavier from the last time we met, and you own a business, you just had a kid, and he's like, I've seen the story before. I was like, oh my God. Like, all right, that was some very real talk. I'm a little insulted, but I get you. I hear you loud and clear.
Some people don't know how to give compliments.
But it's okay. It's like, all right, so that is a thing. Like, let's maintain. And the other fun thing is, people's metabolism doesn't necessarily automatically slow down as they age. It's just that their activity level naturally gets lower. So like that myth of like, oh, my metabolism slows down, like it's not entirely true. It's slowing down because most people will move less and dial it back. But if you're staying active, like as you should be doing, like exercise, weight training, multiple times per week, like you're going to be on a good place. Like your metabolism is not going to slow down. So, fun fact.
Cool. I remember learning that in school.
Yeah, learned it in the schools.
They showed like the ages, and they said when you're between these ages, this is what your typical average caloric intake would be.
Yeah.
And they showed like like 20 to 30 was the same, 30 to 35. Once you hit 35, it then changes every like 5 years.
Yeah.
Which I thought was bizarre. And then once you get into like the 60s, that's when it changes almost every year.
Yeah.
And it drops. Nothing crazy, but like how like a 22-year-old male is, you know, between, I think they said it like a 2450. It was something high.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, 60 was like 1,000. I'm like, that's so small. But then I thought, I'm like, okay, well, activity level, they're going based on the average person's activity level.
Yeah. Which is low.
It's not traditional that a lot of 60-plus-year-olds are, you know, running marathons. Not always, there are, but it's not, you know, from a number standpoint, there's probably more 20-year-olds than there are 60-year-olds.
Oh, sure.
Running marathons, playing sports, things like that, you know. So that going to what you're saying, absolutely. Like caloric, your energy is different.
Yeah,
it's not your metabolism got slower. It's just
Yep.
your activity is
Because generally it's like, so your metabolism will go away if you're losing muscle. If you're not using your muscle, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So you need to maintain muscle to keep your metabolism high. And same thing with other just general activity. So that's all down. Like bone density, that's another
Sure.
reason bone density drops off. If you're not putting stress on your bones,
Oh my God,
that's where you
please.
run into trouble.
so important.
So important.
So important to lift.
Fun fact,
It's so important.
or blow your mind. I don't know if I've told you this. I'm telling the world this for the first time, all our millions of listeners here.
I'll pretend if I've heard it before.
I have low bone density. I straight up have osteoporosis. I have
Wow.
my whole life. Yep. Since I was a little youngin'. I had silly little
You were
fractures.
small children?
When I was small children.
Gotcha.
I had all these silly little fractures. And the doctor is like, the fuck, the bones look a little light on the x-rays.
wow.
And so we had a whole workup. Throughout my life, I had a whole workup done. Blood tests out the wazoo, had a
Wow.
bone biopsy, all this stuff. And it's just, I chew up bone faster than I make it. Because
That's crazy.
bones aren't static. You're always making new
How are
bone.
you so damn tall then?
I'm like tall?
Yeah.
That's genetics.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. But so for a long time, they just said like no hockey, no football, no like physical contact sports. Because I've broken every like finger like known to mankind, like hand, like in really stupid ways, like
Gotcha.
really stupid ways. Like
Really? I think I could beat you.
I don't know, balloon volleyball.
Flag football.
All right, balloon volleyball takes that one. I knocked fingers with the next door neighbor kid as we're both hitting it. And I broke
Oh,
my
I
hand.
broke someone's hand from doing jumping jacks.
Pineapple juice can. Shout out
What?
to my friend Vic, summer vacation, Cape Cod. Because Vic is of shorter stature, he can't reach the top of the fridge too well. So he had one of those heavy pineapple juice cans.
Yeah.
They're like the 5-pounder things that you mix it. You know?
Those.
Yeah, exact. Put it up there. I was opening the fridge and reaching in, opening the freezer door, reaching in to get something. The pineapple juice fell and crushed my finger, crushed my middle finger. And because it like
Wow.
pinched against the bottom of the freezer, broke my finger.
Wow.
But I stayed and partied through.
I
the
broke
last 2
someone's
days.
hand once, jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks?
Yeah, were you doing jumping jacks next to each other? When you do a jumping
Oh
jack.
yeah, like yeah.
Well, when you do a jumping jack, which way do you start?
Oh god, I'd have to get up and do it. I'm
Like
not
if you
about
do
to.
it, you would traditionally.
I would go up first.
Yes, you agree? She went down. So I went.
Like
full
she started
force.
like this and went like this.
So we're like jumping jacks, and
Like,
she
all right,
went.
I
She
want to get
went.
ready to do some jumping jacks.
She was-
start like this. And go whoosh.
She was like here, and then she went down. But her hands weren't starting up. We were just chilling, and they're like, "All right, start off with jumping jacks," and her feet were already further out.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but she started down. So
Okay.
I went full force up. She went full force down.
Yeah.
Broke her hand.
Oof.
Or fractured it. It's still a
Yeah,
break,
fractured.
whatever.
I've
It's
had very
whatever.
few breaks. I don't have fractures.
But I'm like, it's the same word. Whenever
Yes,
I
I mean,
talk about that.
I
But
broke my foot at the wedding from
and
dancing.
everyone was like, "Oh, why, yo, dude, you broke your hand." I was like, "Who starts a jumping jack down?" Like there are rules. It's like nobody does that. It's like if I drove on the left side of the road here,
It's the unspoken rules that you shouldn't have to be told.
you should. Who starts it?
You
When
shouldn't
have
have to
you
be
ever
told
seen a
that this is
person
how you
start a
start a
jumping
jump-
jack down?
That's weird.
When you start a push up, you start at the top. You can't start from the bottom.
I lay on the bottom
and then,
and then push up from there.
but why? Like you don't start a squat from the bottom.
Yeah,
Why would you
exactly.
start a jumping jack from the
That's
top?
random. That's random.
They're not called jumping jacks anymore. Sorry.
What are they now?
Star jumps.
Star jumps, that's right. Why was jumping jacks canceled?
Yeah.
Let's not get into that or we'll
Yeah.
get canceled. But yeah, last thing on
Well,
the...
no, it's like, you change the exercise names so that they're correct. Like, they stopped, a lot of places don't do the name of the country before it.
Russian kettlebell
Russian
swings.
swings, Bulgarian, like they don't, usually when you see a name of a country before an exercise, it usually sucks more.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like it's way more intense
Yep.
usually. But yeah, they went away with a lot of the names before.
Okay.
So that's why you'll see like shoulder press, strict press, instead of being called like military press or
Sure.
Arnold. They still call him Arnold
Arnold
presses.
press, yeah.
Because did he make? I don't know. But like, a lot of places won't call them jumping jacks. They might call them. Sometimes they call them jacks. Sometimes they call them star jumps. Some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
call them X jumps. I've seen them so different many ways. I think it really comes down to what country is making the program too, because a lot of them, like med ball, is
Medicine ball.
Medicine ball.
Yeah.
And it's called medicine because the English word for medicine was health, blah, blah, blah. That's how it became medicine ball.
Yeah.
So it's actually a health ball. It's just the word medicine and health with the same word.
Deadlift used to be called the health lift.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah.
Because it's so freaking good
So
for
they
you.
changed names because
You should be
somebody's
doing
like,
them
that's
more.
not what they're called, or
Yeah.
somebody, got mad, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's just, it's what it is, and there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that at all.
The last thing on my the bone density thing.
Density.
I started CrossFit. When I started CrossFit back, also when I was a young children, I was doing it for 6 months, and I got my scan that I get every couple of years, bone density scan, and the numbers went through the roof.
Oh, wow.
Because it was the first time I seriously strength trained.
When you said young children, you're doing CrossFit, you were what, 30?
23.
Oh, okay.
23 or so. Yeah, but the numbers went through the roof just from serious regimented scheduled weight training. I was like, oh, okay. And that's part of why I went down this path, stayed active and stuff like that.
Wow.
In the fitness space. But
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I run. I don't know if you saw my in-body. Compared to the last one.
Oh.
Did you see the difference?
I
In a month?
haven't seen them back to back, no.
So it's obviously it's on
We'll
the
look at
bottom.
it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
Running it works.
Running works.
For me.
Running works.
For me.
Yeah, I've been running a lot recently, and I've dropped a couple pounds because of that.
Nice.
Unintentionally.
Sure.
Not to brag, but
Yeah,
unintentionally.
not to
lost
brag,
weight.
but I'm better than you. I have more muscle than you. Did you hear the brag earlier?
Well, I resented being called a string bean, so
no,
just throwing that
a
out there.
zucchini.
Okay, a zucchini.
Those are solid. You ever been hit in the head with a zucchini?
Don't look at me.
Those things are solid. I'm telling you, if I got hit
Okay.
You throw a tomato at somebody, what happens?
Splat.
Okay, you throw a zucchini at somebody, what happens? They get bruised. It hurts. It's heavy. It's dense. All right? Take the compliment, all right?
On that note,
What a guy.
what do we have on episode 4 of the podcast? Only, who knows? Well, if we referenced you in this podcast, we apologize. You might be dead by the time this airs. Because that's what happened to Tina Turner. So,
Episode 4.
Kurt, thank you so much for your
Kurt.
technical guidance, Kurt. We're getting you a mic for the next one. You're definitely joining in. Having that third person in is always helpful. All right. Cool,
bringing
man.
in.
Good shit.